community changes in a way in which the generation is going, which means the social issues at hand right now, which we have, for example, inequality, for example, a lot of good movements have also been taking place, for example, feminism, that is called a social justice movement. So all of these things lead to a social change. That is what social change means essentially. Social change is also something that is required in this community, and education acts as a catalyst for it, and I'll tell you why. First of all, education. What is education? Education means the grooming of people and the grooming of our future. See, I would like to tell you one fact. There is a major problem in our education system, that is that people don't talk about social inequalities at our junction. First of all, when I was taking a session last week itself, a 13-year-old asked me, why don't we talk about bullying in schools? Teachers were once students. They were not taught about this. Now they're teachers and they have some amount of clue because they know the facts. Yes, women discrimination is bad. Yes, we have to understand that caste discrimination is bad. But how do we solve it is something that our teachers have never been taught themselves because they were students once, like you all. You have not been taught that. And that's what I am here to talk about, is that this is something that us as educators have responsibility. Education is, for example, this is a plant right here. Education is everything here, right? Because you are blooming into a plant afterwards. You are a child and you will bloom after your education is great. But the roots and the soil needs to be amazing. You can't just water the leaves and say, wait, it's not growing. Why is it not growing? And then you blame the soil. You can't just blame the soil. You have to actually take the soil and fix it. You use manure. Manure is something that we need to use in our education system right now. That is where the training of teachers come in. Because see, we all need to be aware of the fact that there are discriminations that take place in the environment. There are problems that are in the society. But how do we solve it is what something that we all need to be trained for. Even me. I'm not saying I'm a great person. I also need to be trained about these issues. Because sometimes when you don't know about the issue, it is insensitive to speak on it. A 12-year-old girl came up to me and asked about consent. And I was like, this is what consent means. She was like, nobody told me about this. I was like, that is not good. An external teacher talking to you about consent. This should have been there before as well. And this is not to throw shade on any educational institution, by the way. Educators need to be aware of all of these facts because this is a problem that has inherently been given to us. We have been inherited with because at the end of the day, educators were students at one time. And since I have been talking about the problem for a while, I would like to also state the solution to this. There are 4 solutions to this that I would like to bring to the table. Firstly, there is a major gap in the training of the teachers. This is not something that we as educators should not do. We should keep learning every day. As humans have an inherent duty to learn every day. If we don't learn every day, there is a major problem that will be faced. The issue is going to be that we don't know what's going around in the world. Issues change every 5 years. First there was feminism, then came LGBTQI rights. So the society changes every 5 to 10 years and we have to adapt to that. Teachers being trained will be amazing for teachers, not just educators, but the students as well. And they would know how to solve this. In fact, I'll tell you another story. 3 months ago, a person came up to me from my alma mater. She was like, I want to do something of an awareness campaign about feminism. I was like, you should do it. It is a great opportunity. The previous month, she contacted me and she asked, can I do this in my school? It was basically a speakers list that she gave to me, and I want these speakers to speak on these issues. I was like, do something better than just speaking. So she held a group discussion about it and invited a lot of students from the same batch. And then they had a group discussion about it. After that, people were like, okay, how do we solve this in the end? Because a group discussion is leading up to that essentially. There is the problem, there is the hook, and then there is the solution. If there is no solution to the group discussion that you've just done, then there will be no point of the group discussion. We know the problems, we know the facts, we just don't know how to solve it. So teacher training is something, if we make teachers aware about the facts and how to solve these facts and how to deal with all of this, we're essentially gonna be very, very good educators, and I would love to be trained as well in regards to that. Second solution, we give resources to these teachers, which basically means that the training is different and the resources is different. The tools to actually solve it, which means holding these kind of conferences. TEDx is something that is sharing of ideas more than anything. If they get these resources, then automatically the students are also going to be well versed with it. And students love doing this. Let's be realistic. Extracurricular is something that we all love. So that's why this is something that also schools and educators and us all should do. And third solution that I would like to present. This is the most important solution in my mind due to two things. Because it is on you now, the students here. It is your duty to do this. Second, students are young. I want you all to go today when you're at your school and try to talk to your higher authorities about holding events kind of like what I've told you. You can do a lot of things in regards to social change, but what am I here to tell you? I am here to tell you about the importance of all of these. Importance is just like I told you, this plant did not grow on its own. It required good soil, it required good sunlight, it required good water. And then essentially it bloomed out to be a plant. That is what you as students also have a duty to do towards your juniors or towards your seniors or towards yourself. If you don't do that, the cycle is going to continue again and again, and it will not stop. The cycle of people not knowing about these issues, people not knowing how to solve these issues. That is what I would like you to stop. The cycle has to be stopped somewhere. You as young people who are more aware about all of these things than us should do it. You should be the driving force to do it. See, I always wanted to be in my school when I was in ninth. I failed in social science. I got a compartment for the first time ever. And I was like, social science? I studied for it. But no, I did not. Apparently, then I saw the paper and ma'am was right. I did fail. I went up to her and I was like, what was the issue? She was like, you did not write the answers the way I wanted you to. I was like, what was your meme? What did I write? I wrote it more like an essay competition. Right. She wanted answers to be bullet pointed. So all these teachers, what I'm trying to tell you is that all of the educators, I am set in my own ways. I think that if this is right, then this is right. I won't be open-minded about some things. It is a proven principle that if this is something that I'm rigid about, this is going to be good. You as young people have to come to us and tell us, no, this is something that we can change. But don't be aggressive about it to your teachers. Be like, ma'am, this is something that we can do. Give rational reasons about it. Who won't listen to you? So essentially, this is your duty to go to your schools today, tomorrow, whenever you might go, to go and talk to your teachers about running these kind of awareness programs essentially. And yeah, and if you need any of my help, I am always there to help children about all of this. I think I've done my job here. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.